Hello, everyone. Been a while. Been a week. Killed God and Crimson Flower last night, and now it's maybe I almost sort of understand what's going on. Sort of, possibly, most likely not. Fair. Yeah. To say what's going on this time here. Last time we actually killed God last night. Well, actually not. They actually escaped to the kingdom, and now we're gonna help Lord Lonato in his attack on the church. I didn't kill Rhea, I actually just fought Rhea, destroyed her with 2 specials, and then she ran away. Being like, how dare you, Edelgard? But what if we start off with 1 tiny support? Let's go, Chess and Edelgard, now that this speak was to do.
You know, I don't believe I ever asked your feelings about this war.
I was gonna set up a couple of things while this is going on.
On the surface, it must seem as though we took Fodlan's fragile piece in our hand and shattered it into 1,000 pieces.
What? Is it deep conversation time now? Where'd that come from?
It's merely that we've never discussed the matter, and you are in a fairly unique position amidst this all. I thought you might be able to provide some perspective on how an outsider views the actions Adrestia has taken.
Praise the Empire, criticize the Empire, try to stay neutral. Well, you could have done things better. Things need change.
I don't know. Don't think I really feel too strongly one way or the other.
You have nothing to say? Nothing at all?
That's how it goes when you're a merc. War? Peace? Doesn't matter. My job's the same either way. It's just money in, blade out. All there is to it.
I suppose that's one way of looking at it.
It's like you said, I'm in a unique position here.
Meaning you would have answered differently were you not a mercenary.
Yeah. If I was a farmer, for example, I'd be hounding you day and night to end the war. Sure, you say you're gonna bring this bright and beautiful future, but am I really gonna suffer for years, maybe even decades, waiting for it? The stuff you're doing now, enlisting my farm hands, trampling my fields, destroying my crops, just doesn't make it worth the wait. But you know the toll it's taking on your people, yet you choose to press on with the war anyway. So you've got to have a good reason, right?
Yes, of course. You certainly don't mince words. Is it the years of mercenary work that made you this way, or have you always been like this?
I'm dense as shit.
Pretty sure it's who I am. It was just me and my mom growing up, you see. We lived in a village, but for whatever reason, she liked to keep to herself. So, I guess it rubbed off on me. I learned pretty quick not to get attached.
Is that so? I would be interested to hear more.
Trust me, it's not as interesting as it sounds.
Who says it has to be? Interesting or not, I'll have you tell me one of these days.
If you say so. Just promise not to freak out when you realize how boring I am, okay?
Do I seem like the type of person to freak out about such a thing? Perhaps don't answer that.
Well, with that, we can go into the next battle. I did a tiny keyword, tiny bit of off-screen stuff last time. So, which honestly amounts to almost nothing. But it was something.
Blood of any army.
Plugged some items, upgraded some facilities. But before we continue more, we need to defeat this place before we go here. Uses more activity points. Kingdom army was spotted marching on the Stronghold Grove territory. Ensure the position doesn't fall back into their hands. Sure, let's do that. Fuck Barnabas again. I'll do it afterwards. Meanwhile, Ferdinand.
We have a duty to fulfill.
And
Send
Dorothea
the flower to battle and watch it bloom.
team up with Caspar
Watch our enemies fly.
and
For
Monica.
the future that's yet to come.
Let's try that. Also, Monica, maybe I should put you back into the mage class. Just an idea. And you... I'll find where you are. Let's go check out the weapon art. Thor on fire. Logan on fire. Not fire. Nosferatu for you. Yeah, this is fine. What we're fighting is sword people and lance people, so we need axes. Actually, let's change you back into being a... Unlike how limited intermediate seals are. In the beginning, yeah. That's how I've been feeling a little bit about it, but apparently they can drop from enemies, so... Let's see. I do have a lot of them at the moment, but I do know I can't really make everyone into anything I want right now. But yeah. I think this is a good setup right now. Wait, for the homes, it's good to have a brawler. God damn it. Did I just change you into a thing that I didn't need to be? They are good against... yeah, good against toads. Okay, and then I can talk you to be... Edelgard. I don't remember the buttons. Ah, there's so many.
Another step toward victory.
Also, mix that thing on the Mount Hunter. There we go. But yeah, with that, I think I am good to go. Fight!
Ferdinand rides.
Sure do.
To put in the work.
Here I
Edelgard,
go.
fair
No,
with you.
I'll provide some protection.
Leave this one to
Dorothea,
me.
fair with
Looks
you.
like you could use some help.
So, what should I do? Sure, let's try it.
Huber's cannon
There's
cross
not a
stand.
question of can.
Ah, you got them.
Work, everyone.
United, we are unbeatable.
Stop it. Beat the monk in their or ally for the break through the villas. Okay. Nope.
I cannot withdraw. Not even when faced with a disadvantage such as this.
Join
Watch
me.
me work, Edelgard.
Leave it to me.
Oh yeah, both of us suck against this guy technically. Stop it! There we go.
There's not a question of can.
Let's go
Only a matter
down
of will.
here.
Leap.
About time. This way.
Break a leg.
1, 2, 3, 4. Win time! Super dead.
So,
I'm dragging the others down.
Gotta stop the guys inside here.
easy.
Bombard! Fist of Justice!
I got this.
much better.
Accept the gifts you're given.
So, what should I be
There.
doing?
Sure. I am your man. It's no
You
use.
are my man.
Can't gain any ground.
Bend the knee.
Okay, I see more people. I can stop them
So,
instead.
what should I be doing again? Sure.
The last to the houses.
You have time to strap your armor on.
Swinging Fury! Go down already.
Tastes more bitter than blackest coffee.
Oh, down.
I beg your assistance at once.
Uh-huh. Beat Cavalier and Sure Recruit. Oh, Jesus. Come on.
We'll make good use
I'm
of
a bit
this.
unsure of what the stones do.
I face my
Yo.
colleagues after this.
Here I
You
go.
can run
No
over
mistakes.
here.
They must.
This'll be amazing.
Wide open.
Hey! Jesus. The brawlers are really good at breaking the game, I feel like.
We'll
So, what should I be doing again?
have to take things from here.
Die.
Can you keep up?
Do you forget who I am? Out of my way.
I still love the like heavy class of just jumping on your shield. Commander Gernant? Geraint? I have no idea who you are, man.
Losing to anyone.
Stand aside.
Sorry for the holdup.
There
We're
we
with
go.
you now.
Thank you, Cavalier. You need to beat your shit in for you to join me.
So, what should I be doing again?
Go over there,
Sure.
and the rest will fix itself. That part.
I got this. Follow me, everyone.
There are a lot of generic novels in this. Makes sense. Gossip for Laurel and Verbally, yeah, I can imagine. Alright, time to
Position secure.
destroy this remaining area.
Train harder than anyone else. This is why I never lose.
Most impressive. I will follow your lead.
Alright, good. Got some drop rates up for
Tastes
green stuff.
more bitter than blackest
Run, 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 run,
coffee.
run, 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 run. Gotta
That
be quick,
was
gotta be
easy.
quick. Oh, and you're a mage. Bavard! Give me more. Yeah! Get fucked! Perfect!
Victory is ours.
Woo! Nice. This gave me some trouble, but my setup was very experimental. This was one of my
I'm
first
getting
maps with
better
Brick and
at it.
Manuela. I can see that being an issue then. MVP,
Another
yeah.
chapter in the Caspar saga.
Caspar MVP, let's go. Hey, mastered his Cavalier class.
Look at that.
some reckless power. I sold a lot of my weapons, but kept most of them. I have a lot of like inverted strength weapons where it swaps the strength and the magic stat. So good for my magic classes. Just gotta make sure that when I auto complete my weapons, they actually pick the correct one. Check for one for these. Activity points recovered. You punish a noble who was charging an exorbitant toll. Absorb it fully and return all the money I took. Just don't kill me. Good. Apartment Village is having a festival, but they seem to be lacking enough ingredients for the food. There's something I want very badly. Could you bring it to me? I'll reward you for it. Yeah. I got a peach sorbet. Understandable, clueless. I see that there are more facilities to expand. I have no idea which one, though. Let's just go here and find out.
Allow me to assist with any matters regarding the facilities.
Marketplace. Oh! I can lower the gold. Increase the type of weapons that can be bought. That increase the type of resource ingredients that can be bought. Let's go with cost of gifts down. But yeah, expanding item sources is probably going to be my main thing to go for.
Let me know
Oh yeah,
if I may be
Cyril
of further
making like
service.
drawings in the confession box is a very nice and fun detail.
Care to make yourself useful?
Let's volunteer here a bit. Organize documents. You two. No. Instead, can I get Hoppy and yep. You two. Go here.
I've got nothing to worry about with the two of you on the job.
I can only hope to repay a fraction of the kindness you have shown me, both above and below ground, my dear Happy.
You've done plenty for me, Coco. So let's just take it one step at a time like always.
That's a nice one. Hey.
We all must do our
Probably
fair
check that
share.
one out before
to
we
make
get
yourself
on the
useful?
main chapter map. What if? Well, what
We all
support do I
must do
actually
our
want
fair
to
share.
like increase a bit? Monica. Let's do Monica and Dorothea then.
Care to make yourself useful?
Just need to find out if there's anything that both of them can do together that they like. No. Never mind. Let's go burn down the Hubert instead then.
Counting on you both.
Ah, generic.
Me for this? Are you sure?
I will finish it summarily.
I think Jess says something depending on. Oh, I received baby's breath. Nice.
We all must do our fair share.
Yeah, I think what Jess says depends on who, if they have worked together thing. It took me very recently to find the only support with combos had the one tech bubbles above them. Yeah, that's why I want to focus on those of these ones. Like, Jess has one with all of them. But if I go to Dorothea, I can see that she, for some reason, doesn't have one with Manuela. Somehow. But before we keep going, time to train.
work you into shape.
Because after this, I can't really train anymore. There we go. I can change you to have this. Change you Ferdinand, or Casper. Wait, no, Casper's here already. Damn it. That's because you only had a perfect support team with Manila 3000 pair. Hubert, what else do you have? Oh yeah, I almost done everything with you, Hubert. Bernadetta, what about your situation? Mage. Begin training. Or accessory training. Until you the master class or training points. Ah! Yes!
I'll surely put this to good use.
To think I still have hidden talents.
Reese boy.
Hope this is good for something.
I need more strength
Smash.
than this.
Okay. Manuela. What if you could instead be a trickster? And Bernadetta. What if we take a look at Lancer instead? And Ferdinand. Monk.
This should come in handy.
Life Force and Swarm.
What a fascinating power.
Lightning Axe.
One step at a time.
Wheel Sweep.
I think I'm getting that.
Speed.
Can't let this pass.
Concentration.
Not that there's any point.
Backbone.
This power.
Trust. Ilgun Dorothea. Okay. Your new class. Learn to fight. Oh, Casper got something new. Oh yeah, they fixed the layout thing. Streamlabs got something done, but we should probably start considering swapping soon to something else. Let's go for someone else then, Caspar. Petra! Finish this one. Training, probably only one. Yep.
Prowess me.
Reason.
Only thorns.
Mage's Ploy.
I'll surely
Spirit
put this.
Seas.
To think I
Sword
still have.
Prowess.
I work.
Heal.
Not that there's any
Heal
point in me.
Sweep.
I need
Heal.
more.
Let's just finish up by swapping them to something we could possibly be instead. Petra. Oh, you literally master everything you can be. Eureka. Mage. Sword. Same here. All your assets are all in one brush close to the edit webpage stuff. Ah, nice.
Only thorns left.
Speed, axe, grounder,
This'll help me break
table
new.
turner?
Are you?
Not that there's
Rebellious spirits.
This power.
Rebellious spirits. Okay. One final training session before we keep going. Fighter would be funny. Fighter is still funny. Diligent trainee. There we go.
This should come in handy.
Reason, grounder,
Who knew this
armored
power
infantis
slept
wisdom,
within?
I'll surely put.
smash,
I think I.
strength,
A use.
strength,
hope this
Grounder.
is good.
Power will serve me in the times to come.
flash strike.
Time to work. With proper training, you'll be unstoppable.
Now let's do one final support here before we keep going, and that's gonna be Constance and Poppy. Wait, no, they can't. I think I saw they can't do one until they get to A. So what about Caspar and Bernie?
And of course, I'm worried about those who struggle at combat.
Hi, Manuela.
Yes, we must do all we can to support them. I'll do my part to watch out for those who need help.
Thank you. We'll do this together.
Support people who struggle with combat, huh? If there's a more perfect job for me out there, I don't know what it is. You ready, Bernadetta? Let's go.
No! Why do I have to do this?
Why do you have to train, you mean?
It's not training, it's weird. This is torture and I'm gonna die.
Hey, calm down. You'll only be fighting me.
You're lying.
You'll only be fighting me.
They're hiding in this armor and they're gonna attack me, aren't they?
That armor isn't big enough for a person to hide in.
Are you sure?
You don't know that. I could absolutely hide inside one.
Are you gonna prove it?
I mean, yeah, okay. You probably could.
See? I was right. Wait, this isn't the time for me to worry about that. The fact you're plotting against me is the issue here. Why do you hate me?
Look, Edelgard said we need to help people who struggle with fighting, alright? I'm just trying to put that into action.
Nah! You're gonna take me out with a surprise attack from the darkness! I know your game!
What is this game?
And how would I attack you from the darkness when we're standing in the middle of the training grounds in broad daylight? You think all these people walking by would see me try to murder you or whatever and just keep going?
No, they're watching me. I'm sure of it. Your armor is staring at me.
It's not his armor, though.
Nope, that's it. I'm out of here. I'm going home to enjoy a life of freedom without my father.
What? You can't just run out on me here, Bernadetta. I mean, trying to detect people hidden in suits of armor. That's one of my father's traditional training drills. I don't know any other way to do it.
I don't need your lousy support, so just leave me alone.
God damn, you're both idiots. I love you.
Maybe I'm not cut out for this kind of thing.
Okay, that was funny. But with that, we'll continue to the main map. Time to help, hopefully, Lord Lonato. And I probably did all the S rewards here. No. Let me just real quick. Let's save. Oh, we only have 8 save slots? The Battle of Magdred. Back over here we go. Low wisdom, lower intelligence.
The fog is rather thicker than I imagined.
Oh yeah, the fog!
And if I'm not mistaken...
Yes, I agree. Dark magic is assuredly the cause. We already know those who slither in the dark have had comings and goings at House Row.
Those who slither in the dark actually caused the fog in the original or Lonato map.
I doubt one of them is here, but there could be a mage present to receive their training.
Then we had best leverage our own assets.
Why is everyone whispering? Is the enemy aware of our coming?
Ferdinand!
It's entirely possible, yes. They could be directly on top of us, and we would scarcely know it. So yes, let us all stay on our toes. Prudent of you to bring it up, Ferdinand.
Ah, thank you. I mean, thank you.
Don't sleep.
Why so quiet, Caspar? Normally you'd be at the front of the line making all kinds of racket.
What? You think I'm the
Oh,
kind
you're
of
not
guy
sleeping?
who'd get all scared and give our position away? Sorry, I'm not afraid of anything.
I thought it was a sleeping sound.
You're unusually quiet, Petra. Did you not get enough sleep or something?
I am listening to our surroundings. Nothing has more danger than fog. One incorrect
Fair.
step and you will be losing your life.
Can we all try to relax? I'm pretty sure we're alone out here, so let's just calm down before we wear ourselves out. Sometimes you all make me think we're still back at the academy.
Is that supposed to be a compliment?
Well, great. I was hoping to finish this before reinforcements arrived, but so be
Oh, hi,
it.
Ingrid. And that
I
is
will prioritize
her
locating
dad?
Lord Lonato.
Or
Can I
Ro.
leave the Imperial troops to you?
I know what to do, so let me do it already.
That's Gerald! Then never mind!
Just mind this fog and make sure you don't attack the wrong side.
That goes for you as well. Let us see if you can live up to your reputation.
Well then. This ain't good. Oh, torch. Okay, so torch will just increase how much we can see. Built up. Begin the battle with the additional ally stronghold secured. Assign a healer unit to heal up allies. Summon a mounted unit to engage the enemy. Reinforce the deploy periodically. Persuade Ash. And torch. Yeah. Now let's swap what class you are. There it is. Oh, I can't unchange the this. Now, what was the table turner? The extended period of critical attack time after perfect dodge. Oh, I thought it was going to extend the time when you dodge actually being good. She sees, yeah, Carpe Diem. I'm not too fan of Carpe Diem when I can have things like this. We need anti-axe, we need anti-lance, that's going to be Edelgard. What is your new ability? Nullifies status effects inside areas created by Armor Knight portions by class act. That's nice. Go back to Armored Lord though. We need Lancer. I guess we'll have Ferdinand here. And then we should have an archer too, so let's go with... I'll have them as backup. Let's go with Bernie.
Why can't you just let me stay inside?
And I still don't like that I can't see my friends or my supports here. I need to like leave the battle to find it. But Monica.
For the future that's yet to come.
And then we'll have let's go Petra here.
Fight for my land of home.
Hubert there. You know what? Let's have Leonard here. And then we just make sure that the weapons we have don't have inverted. Yep, like this. Inverted physical magic. Not good if I want to actually use a physical attacker. But like here, it would be good to have invert physical magic, because then she has magic attacks that is based on the physical. Or I could actually make her a thief again. And Thief's Ploy. Speed up. There we go. Okay. Let's fight.
Closer with.
So yeah, there's definitely gonna be cuts in here soon.
Right then, you appear to need assistance.
There's not a question
You
of can.
try and go
Only
over
a matter of will.
here.
Forward, march!
Oh, If my assist...
It's Bernie's
You
time to
can
shine.
go here.
Let's keep... I will gladly hand... I am here to aid you.
You'll
Here
go
I
where
go.
Ferdinand is going,
No,
and then
everyone,
Ferdinand will
to
go
me,
somewhere else.
There's not a question of can. Only a matter of will.
There we
All
go.
I get, the denser the fog. I can barely make out my own feet. Which will prove useful
let's
for
also-
Lord Lonato.
Hey, 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 hey. Where's my friend? There we go.
Hubert, take a breather.
We need to find him before the kingdom dies and take him into our protection.
There we go.
Lonato will surely be hiding in one of these strongholds awaiting rescue.
Protect you. Leave it to fog will provide cover, but not forever. We need to hurry.
Let's go.
We're not really going to stumble our way through this soup, are we? I thought we had some sort of solution.
Forward.
Lord Lonato's forces appear to be fighting a losing battle.
Mercenaries in the... Defeat the mercenaries in the... Aid the Gaspard militia.
We must help them if we can. Send whatever troops we can spare.
Not a
Okay.
problem.
You go over here.
I've
Very well. I see a mage. Do you think he's responsible for all this fog?
Yes.
Fine, let's go.
Oh, did I find him? I found him!
I sniffed out the spellcaster. If this fog lifts,
Stop.
Lord Lonato will have nowhere to hide.
Point blank volley.
Now we can see the enemy, but they can
Die.
also be seeing us. Keep your wariness.
Don't worry, Petra. If it is like the other games, they would already have been able to see us without the fog. Ow! Ow! Down. Nice. Deal.
It's Bernie's time to shine. Sure.
My turn.
Down. Down you go. Take my spear. Come on. I want him to go down. Oh hey, there's a chest here. Hey, the general.
I will take all the strength I can get.
Nice. Let's just look at the map real quick. Ah. Monica's here.
I will gladly handle this.
Wait. Where's Edelgard? Oh, no, the Edelgard's already here with her, I believe. No, Chess and Edelgard paired up on accident. I see the mistake I made.
Deep in the eastern wood. Please, hurry to him.
Okay, we now know where Lonato is.
We have our location. Let us not waste any time getting there.
Die!
There's not a question of can. My
My turn. I owe you one.
Die! Now, let's pair with the correct person. There you are.
thank you.
Not
I still don't like that minus is not the same zoom out button between the games.
not a problem.
I've got this. Here I go. No mistakes. They
go
must
here.
learn who they're up against.
I will gladly handle this. I will guard your back.
Watch this.
And come here, my friend.
Somehow, Monica,
Quote,
You
unquote.
can count on me.
time for you to die. Oh, live?
I must outwit even.
That's fine.
Here I go. No mistakes.
Oh yeah, go over there.
Are you sure?
Let's do this! No, not yet!
Protect my surrounding area. Fine, point blank.
Alright then. I can still fight!
Come on. Damn it, aha! Armor Lord having a projectile weapon up is so useful. Yeah. Oh, he's over there.
It's Birdie's time to shine. Sure hope
I'm a dumbass.
it's Birdie's
Oh.
time to shine.
Oh, hi, Ingrid.
I am your man!
Ow. I'm curious.
Imperial army is here.
Ah.
All troops, ready yourselves to intercept.
On the horse and then whee!
There's not a question.
Okay, I'm gonna have Ferdinand
Only a
try and get
matter
this.
of will.
Oh, it's blocked off over here. I see. Oh, awakening. Hi.
You will pay in blood for invading the lands of Fargus.
You know, fair. You better not
Thank
listen.
you! There's not a question of can. Well,
Take a breather.
Ah.
excellent. All the citizens are safe.
Soldier. I defeated that armor knight. I can defeat this one too.
Watch this.
Oh,
Here I go.
you defeated an armor.
mistakes. Everyone.
That's what he
This
said.
stronghold will fall.
Stop it. Die.
I guess it's now or never.
I really like how Linhardt's spell here looks.
No worries, we've got this.
They have a lot of personality with these ones. You barely took damage. Ah!
With this team,
Ah! Get fucked!
It will take more than this.
It will?
Not done yet.
alright then.
Oh! And one more critical and you're dead. No?
Is that
Drill arrow? There we go. No quotes?
It's Birdie's time to shine.
What if, Bernie, you go to save Lord Lonato?
How am I being bested by the likes of you?
Oh yeah, Edelgard, while you're down here,
Here I
actually
go.
attack this guy. Too tired of cook.
I hope you
already! Beat the mercenaries and aid Lonato.
Thanks for the rescue.
Oh, yeah, the
There's
mercenaries.
not a question of... That's one task off the to-do list. Now we just have to deal with the...
There's not a question of
Yeah, we have to deal with something.
only a matter of
kingdom.
My turn?
And go down. Another stronghold for us. Oh yeah, we gotta find Ash.
Not a problem.
Wherever he is. Probably down here somewhere.
Not a problem.
Or over here.
Move it. I'll take over.
Come on. Awakening.
Here I go. No, Miss Everyone.
Are you sure?
Oh, hi. You can help. Thanks. Going Ember. Oh, this is going great.
There's not a question of can. Only a matter of whip forward.
Oh.
Take a breather.
Oh, no, not yet. Now it's ours. Oh. That's important here. I don't like that I haven't seen Ash yet.
I'll take over.
And honestly, everyone else right now can go to this mercenary and do an all-out offensive. Die already. Yeah, fighting at a disadvantage. Down. Go down. Yeah, I'm really liking the drill arrow one. Yeah, Elgard is also fighting at disadvantage. Stop using the rapier.
Seems like fighting's
Nice.
what I do these days.
So I live to see another day, do I? I knew the goddess would.
Let's just have Ferdinand run away around and see if we can find
we
something
cut
else.
this, but I'm glad you're safe. Now we can focus on the rest of the fight.
Now that Lord Lonato was rescued, we can finally dispense with the magic.
I see.
Hey, the frog is gone.
I can actually
We don't
see
have to
again.
keep running into things.
Oh, there's Ash.
Leave.
Hi, buddy.
How could you betray His Majesty, Lonato? How could you do this to me?
Well, time to convince you that maybe don't.
My whip.
Ash,
My turn?
you came here for me.
Ash is your adopted son, and
I'll do
family
what I
should not
must.
fight family. Let us persuade him to lay down his arms instead.
Yeah, let's do that. Hey, join us.
Noble does
Watch
not
for
know the
yourself.
meaning of
Yeah,
the
it's
word
fine. She
surrender.
has to be vulneraries. Beat and recruit. Okay. Bye.
Nobody's matching us.
We'll do it together.
2,000 hits, maybe? Yeah!
We're really in a tight spot here.
Wait, everyone. There's so many people here. Jesus. Damn, you're out, dude. Ah. There we go. I knew you would use it. Very fastly dead. That's words. It has become one of my go-to options, bow. Yeah, in 10 seconds use it. Understandable. Kill the base captain now.
You're throwing your life away. Do you want Lord Lonato carrying that weight around for the rest of his life?
No. You're right. I surrender.
Yeah.
Forgive me, Ash. I beg you. I could not bear to lose another son.
Our goal here is achieved. Now
Okay.
any kingdom stragglers.
Here we go. There they are. Jess. Where are you? Violet.
I've got this.
Oh god, there's a 1% chance of defeating Violet?
Your fun ends here.
Let's go for the...
Put them to rout and make sure to keep Lord Lonato safe.
The mercenaries have cut off their retreat. Now's our chance to get Lonato.
Jeez, you're just flying, I see. Oh god.
I must help.
This
place, Lord Lonato.
Just run over there, everyone.
Ready yourself for death.
I don't wanna. Go down. That chest is mine.
Take a breather.
Give me the chest. Ah. And it's an accessory. Time to fuck shit up.
I've got this.
I am your man.
I heard battle can be described as the loot of this game. I have no idea what that means. But I can do this. Ah, Gerald and Aloy. Hey, don't interrupt me.
Guess I better get in there instead of letting the kid do all the work.
Hi. Oh, these three all have a weapon triangle associated with them.
I may be a new arrival, but no one can rival my enthusiasm.
Shut up, Alois. Okay, Jess, you need to go over here.
I've got this.
Meanwhile, where's Edelgard? There you
Here
are.
I go. No mistakes.
Where'd Alois go? Or Gerald go? There he is.
Hold the action and target the enemy's commander instead. Doing so will force them to...
No, I don't want to ignore that.
Monstrous strength.
It's fine.
I know we were told not to engage, but isn't this a great opportunity to see how much you've grown?
Pace and defeat Violet. I still have to do it.
You again, is it? I see you fight for the Empire now.
Just draw your weapon already. You and me have a score to settle.
Compassion deal is no joke. If you don't feel like you can win, it's best to stay far away.
I feel like I can win.
Come then, let us fight
Oh,
with
there you are.
honor.
Is that always? Since when did he quit the Knights of Saros?
Hey, it's fine. He's awakened. Can't die while awakened. But let's do this in case these. Oh, I always. What? Why did you turn around? Okay, that's the problem I've had. I'm targeting an enemy and trying to walk away with them, but targeting them, and then they do the special the opposite way from where they're looking. Also, I've been waiting for him to say that for a good while, but hasn't. Oh, you bastard! That's probably why.
And slip away like it was nothing.
Very much dead. Everyone, all out of bands on girls. Jesus. There we go. I'll just keep fighting here until Awakening runs out. Jesus. Yeah, Genesis' Awakening lasts so much longer than anyone else's. Wind sweep. Really just fucking up the enemies here, I see. And crit straight up. I want to see overkill.
War feeds my body and mind.
Overkill.
No one is matching us. We'll do it together. I've got you now.
Surprised how stable this game has been in particular. Usually I've seen some frame drops in these games, but not this time, I feel like.
Watch this.
Well. Jesus.
Soldiers lack backbone.
And there we go.
This fight has run its course. All of you, retreat!
Well done. We have kept his lordship safe. This victory will greatly further our conquest.
Good. Stage bleeds.
Well, we did it.
Yet you're still the saddest looking fighter in camp. Why the long face?
They got away.
Because we only barely got the job done. Everything else was a miserable failure.
Do we have to talk about what barely means?
Sure, we saved Lonato and put Geralt and his mercenaries to rout. But we let the kingdom's troops get away in the process. And if that wasn't bad enough, I failed to beat the Ashen Demon. Basically, we lost in nearly every way you can lose.
Wrong. You were hired to do a job, and you did it.
That too.
And in the process, you've received a valuable reminder about the unique danger the Ashen Demon poses.
I do like their dynamic, it's fun. Agreed.
You're right. I can't believe one fighter could turn the tide of an entire battle like that.
Precisely. They're surely going to continue standing in our way, so do try to dig a little deeper the next time you square off.
Then I guess my goal hasn't changed. Thanks for the encouragement.
Ah, I was 30 seconds too late. Hey, intermediate seal.
Yeah, not bad.
So many levels.
I must up.
To kill is to grow stronger.
Well, Arl didn't know they can't stop just as bullshit, so they're an enabler.
Now I can be even more useful.
Yeah, no charge. If I bring Jess on a battle, she's just gonna destroy. Iron Shield. Intermediate seal. Lots of smithing stone. Money. Ash is now playable. And 10 renown.
We must make haste. There's not a moment to lose.
Why?
Understood.
Is that Randolph?
Take
Yeah.
your troops to Orion Road and await further instruction from Hubert.
Leave it to me, Your Majesty.
Why is everyone so worked up? What happened?
It seems the troops we stationed in the Alliance are in danger, and serious danger at that.
Oh.
Gloucester and the other lords betrayed them, and now they've
God
been
damn it.
completely cut off.
No!
The word betrayal suggests they were on our side in the first place. But I think we can safely assume that was never their intent.
Yeah.
This whole time they were simply waiting for us to move the rest of our army toward the kingdom. As soon as they saw an opportunity, they cut off routes to the Great Bridge of Myrden and Garrick Monk. Now that our troops are trapped on Alliance lands,
That is clever,
Regan and
though.
House Gloucester have them surrounded on both sides. It's doubtless one of Claude's clever little stratagems, and it stings.
I don't understand. Everyone is aware of the troubled history between Regan and Gloucester. Why would they decide to bury the hatchet now?
More pressing issues than
Unless-
double head.
This supposed feud is little more than a web Claude has spun for this exact moment.
Perhaps it is, but perhaps not. For all we know, he wants us to overthink the situation and make a greater mistake.
Rogers off his coincidence.
I think you're giving Claude too much credit. Count Gloucester probably just saw an opportunity and couldn't help himself.
I suppose.
Gloucester being like that,
All
yeah.
I know is that our reinforcements will never make it there in time. The direct route east risks running into both Kingdom and Alliance forces. But if we attempt to skirt around them, we will all be aged in gray before we ever reach Gloucester.
I do not know what Claude's doing, but I do know that whatever he's doing, he's smarter than we are.
Which means our only option is marching south. We'll regroup on this side of the Aramid River, retake the Great Bridge of Myrden to cover our backs, and then cut through the enemy cordon.
Nice.
That doesn't sound a whole lot faster. Will our troops be able to hold out that long?
I would say no, but these are no ordinary soldiers. They are commanded by our greatest warrior, Count Leopold von Bergliez, the Minister of Military Affairs, and a man who has never lost even one battle.
And he's gonna have to fight holes.
If
Another
anyone
man
can
who's not
rally our
lost a
troops
single
and
battle.
convince them to hold, it's him.
What a brilliant trap. The Regan boys even craftier than they say.
I agree, sir. Even Count Gloucester's inept army seems to be acting with remarkable discipline. But will the reinforcements reach us in time?
The real question is, are they coming at all? Because if they're on the way, they'll make it in time. So long as I draw breath, they will make it. So count on them coming. Her Majesty would never abandon us.
Yes, sir.
That's a badass stance.
Soldiers of the Empire, I know fear gnaws at your hearts, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. Don't run from this fear. Embrace it. Take measure of the enemy that surrounds us, and look them square in the face. Yes, we're outmaneuvered and face a vicious fight ahead. But pray to the goddess for protection.
Is that a bear on the shoulder pad?
And her fire will fill your soul and temper your resolve. Our only duty here is to stay alive.
I know you're making a great speech, no, but is that a bear on your shoulder pad?
A single soldier fall needlessly. Raise your voices with me now. Let me hear your courage. We will not lose.
Yeah. Now, hang on while I go on the horse ride with my friends.
Wow, these guys aren't backing down. If anything, they actually seem more excited than before. How is that possible? They're completely surrounded. No one will ever reach them in time.
Yes,
Judith.
Count Burgles is their commander. And I'm guessing a lot of those troops are veterans of the Dagda and Bridget War.
Well,
During
that can't be great
conflict,
for her.
The Count's troops held off wave after wave of Dagda soldiers right to the very end. Our force must look tame in comparison.
Okay, so what now? I wanted this to be clean, but we're looking at a complete bloodbath on both sides.
That's some hosts.
What I want is the upper hand against the Empire, not these people's lives.
And there's honor in that, but I don't think they're going to play along.
They don't have to accept every part of it. I just thought they might be, you know, scared.
Okay, that's a great reaction.
Well, so be it. They may have boundless courage, but they don't have boundless food. If Count Burgles wants me to tighten the snare, that's exactly what I'll do.
Bridge of Betrayal.
Scarlet Blaze. Bridge of Betrayal. The Empire achieves early success in the war, thanks to...
God, you still look so dumb.
A noble alliance house, whose vows of allegiance and safe passage were key to the quick capture of Garreg Mach. But Count Gloucester breaks his oath and turns on Burgles' troops, trapped in hostile territory.
Oh, it
with
is
the
voiced by
supply routes
Hanson.
severed.
Wow.
The Imperial Army's outlook appears bleak.
You're gonna re-listen to him then when he talks again.
I fear I may have miscalculated, my son.
How can that be possible, Father? We have the enemy surrounded.
Yes, and they have yet to give a damn. Time grows short, and soon Edelgard's reinforcements will descend upon the Alliance.
Then we will hold them off at the Great Bridge.
And they will find another way. If they manage to take even one of the Aramid River's crossings, they can break through our ranks.
So, Gloucester didn't betray us. It is more that Claude had set this up as a scheme. But now Gloucester is considering betraying Claude.
And while that may not spell immediate defeat, it will dash any hopes of Count Burgles' surrender. Eventually, Edelgard's army will wash over the land, and then, my son, we will be defeated.
Speak plain, Father. I beg of you. What does this mean for House Gloucester?
Do not fret, Lawrence. This was a leap of faith we had to take to better our territory's fortunes. When Claude came to me with this offer, I determined the reward to be worth the risk. If the gambit fails, so be it. All it means is that our house will have to swear allegiance to the Empire.
Yeah.
Edelgard will never settle for such. She will demand... Oh, Father. No.
I am proud of you, my son. You have grown into a man strong and wise enough to lead our house.
Okay, so... he will sacrifice the house, but he will most likely end up dead in doing so.
Is there nothing that can be done? What of your dream to claim the Alliance leadership from House Regan?
It is your house now. You determine our path. Besides, when the dust finally settles from this war, there may not be an Alliance to lead.
So I am to submit to the Empire and carve out as big a place for our family as I can? Is that it? You would have me put an end to the Leicester Alliance?
Perhaps my praise of your wisdom was ill-advised. You get ahead of yourself, Lawrence. We bend the knee only if we lose, not before. And as you said, we may yet be able to drive back the Emperor's reinforcements and win the day.
No.
Always think 2 steps ahead, my son. Be clever. Survive. That is the lesson I seek to impart. I had best go prepare for my final battle as Count Gloucester. However this plays out, look for a way for our house to prosper and seize it, Lawrence. Seize it! That is how Irvin Fritz Gloucester fights, and it is how you must fight as well.
Well, we managed to slog our way to the encampment. Now we just have to finalize our plan.
Why is it so important to hold part of the Aramid riverbank again?
Because of the bridge.
I mean, wouldn't it make more sense to cross over into Alliance territory before it's too late?
If we do, we risk the enemy
Or
cutting
that.
off our retreat. We are here to break their siege, not fall prey to one.
If we don't conduct this rescue carefully, we'll be worse off than we started. We must be smart. And that means establishing at least one bridgehead in addition to the Great Bridge of Murden.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
The Minister is a general of much
Sure,
endurance.
I believe you.
He will be holding out until we arrive. He is more than a warrior and a maker of strategies. It would lack wisdom to be making an enemy of him.
Yep, that's my father. No one can beat him.
Caspar! Caspar, you dumbass!
I just hope I can be half the warrior he is one day.
I think even 1.5 Burgleases would be more than enough. Not that it's any of my business.
So, what are we to do about House Gloucester? They have indicated a willingness to swear fealty, for whatever that pittance of a promise is worth. That leaves only Phlegathon and Ordelia. And I doubt very much that anyone would take us to task for dismantling them.
The head of House Ordelia is one of the 5 great lords. Dismantling them, as you say, would hamper Her Majesty's ability to rule effectively in the future. Consider, for example, why we chose not to dismantle House Ire.
Because I belong to House Ire, and you did not have to. Ah, of course. You are happy so long as they install successors who are willing to toe the line.
That is the plan, yes. House Phlegathon, however, must be disposed of. Their Lord Acheron has leveraged his control of the Great Bridge to do whatever he well pleases.
Are we going to fuck up Acheron?
The Alliance desires him gone as badly as we do.
Lawrence Gloucester and Lysithea von Ordelia
Oh.
are Her Majesty's schoolmates, yes? They may be more
I
willing
didn't
to listen
quite
to
catch
reason
on
than the
Ordelia.
others. Sure, but Claude went to the Officers' Academy too. And he's taken a firm stance against the Empire. Do you really think this can be handled via diplomacy?
That will depend on precisely what their demands are. But first, we must retake the Great Bridge and extricate Count Burgles and his troops. Let us focus our energies on that for the time being.
Agreed. And it would behoove us all not to overlook how devious Claude can be just because we went to the academy together. If he's not willing to come to the table, I won't hesitate to meet him on the battlefield instead.
swear not to hesitate. Express hesitation.
I won't hold back either. Sometimes you have to kill old friends in this line of work. That's just how it is.
Good cheer? Question mark. So we're there. We need to get there. Any new tutorials? What's gonna happen though is a lot of me talking from my end. Hey, new tutorial. Did you hear the news, Chess? No, I didn't.
Very nice.
We now have a research station that provides opportunities for intensive training. Everyone simply must partake of it. Go on, you ought to have a look as well. Is it, oh, the new facilities, so not advanced classes. Let's check out that first before we talk to everyone. Hi, Constance. Bye, Constance. Hey! More notes. Oh god, there's 7 of these goddamn pages. Yeah, I thought we were going to not have any more facilities, but no, they gave us 1 more. Tactics instruction. Here we can research the latest and greatest tactics ever to grace the field of battle. If our findings pique your interest, I would be delighted to assist you. How about it? At the Tactics Academy, you can enchant your unit's battle proficiencies. Expanding this facility will unlock new avenues for improvement. Additional warrior gauges and level up capabilities for unique abilities. Oh! Oh, I'm gonna love you.
At a high price.
Allows the unit to gain a second leader. Yes. Third, and then allows stats to be increased beyond the limit of these tactics. So that is cautious and vulneraries, and then elixirs. Have more, have more, have more. And then it's increased ability slots to 6. Oh! Oh! 10 ability slots? Research efficient personnel training techniques allows for a higher unique action ability level, which can be increased at the academy level. Unique supports. Unique tactical. Allows crest levels to be increased 1 tier. Ah. Oh, wow. Yeah, let's do this one first. Oh god, I can do a group session. Yeah, you know what? Group session. Oh, that's such a good thing. Weird jingle, though.
Don't neglect your daily studies.
Tactics! God, there's so many characters! You appear to be quite excellent mercenary, my friend. Perhaps you'd be willing to help me with my my battle preparations. Oh, why do you even phrase it like a question when I know you won't refuse me? I'll call upon you later, so do be prepared. Do I not get to choose? Hi.
By the way,
Gerald's mercenaries certainly gave us all we could handle in Magdred. The next time I see them, it will be far too soon, I'll tell you that. I can't believe the kingdom hired them. Although I suppose it's a relief that they won't show up in our fight against the Alliance, eh? Yeah. Hi, Manuela. Podland is certainly growing turbulent. During such times, it's not unusual to see various schemers appear and try to turn the chaos to their own advantage. There are a number of young generals in this army, so people like myself and Hanuman, well, we have to be extra careful. Invite an expedition now. I'll invite people to expeditions when they actually, want to.
How can I be of service?
The southern bank of the lower Armid River is in the Hrym territory. Are you familiar with the House Hrym? They once had considerable power as one of the 7 great noble families. However, they ran afoul with a former emperor and were in danger of being crushed entirely. This incited the remaining great noble families to wrest power from the emperor in the insurrection of the 7. And then there's their armor, there's the blacksmith, and there's Ferdinand.
Pardon me.
Have you heard of a man named Acheron? He's the head of House Phlegethon, who ruled over the Great Bridge of Myrden. At first, he pledged loyalty to Adrestia, but no sooner did the man hear about Count Gloucester's action than he betray us and surrender the bridge. It takes quite the opportunist to change caps so easily, as if changing some clothes. You're right. Hanuman!
Now see here.
We were most artfully deceived by Count Gloucester. This count is Lawrence's father, you know. And Manuela was in charge of his class, the Golden Deer. It is undoubtedly depressing to have to fight one's former students. Yeah, you're right.
Wait a moment. A moment of your time.
Burgundy! I obey the Empire. I have answered their call and sent out for a full complement of troops. Leicester just cares little for minor nobles, so I would find the Empire's rule much more preferable. Further, this provides a good opportunity to teach Count Gloucester a lesson he'll not soon forget. Grim is close. Grim? Where have I heard that before? Not your business. But it has been decided that I am the House Scion. Remember Jirisa's surname? Express surprise!
Huh?
Wait, so you weren't born to House Grim?
So be it.
No. Ask the Emperor if you want details. Hey! Let's find the name of a house, Baron Barnabas. Yeah, you're right.
Supplies are the
Give me
lifeblood of
supplies.
any army.
Yay.
Everything has its use.
I know I don't have to worry about my father. I mean, he's got burglaries. He's invincible. Still, nothing to guarantee on the battlefield, and I can't shake the thought of what might happen. Sounds you nailed it, Jurista voice. All you gotta do is sound like you're constantly yawning. Exactly! Take an optimistic view.
You sure?
By the time we reach him, your father will probably have won the war all by himself. Thanks for that. I'll try and stay positive. What about you, gatekeeper?
Greetings, friend.
Greetings, Commander. Nothing to report. Oh wait, one thing to report. The situation with the Alliance in the north seems really bad. I sure hope that gets sorted soon. And if nothing else, I hope everyone comes home safe. Virgin?
By the by.
Are you alright, Commander? I heard the Great Bridge of Myrden was taken from us. The bridge is an important point for merchants. So I hope we regain it sooner rather than later. That's to say, nothing of the great threat of being invaded. Though I hope we needn't be worried about that.
I carry a little of everything here.
Me,
Got an eye
the
for quality,
seals.
Hope to see you again soon.
And Battalion Master probably don't have any more. Oh, I do! Oh, a lot more. Reduces damage. Okay, so just more reduced damage from certain classes. I'll buy that when I need that. Hey, Bernie.
Oh no!
Will I end up being surrounded by and killed by an enemy territory like Count Burgundy someday?
Are you sure?
I wouldn't go carving his tombstone just yet. Sorry, you're right. That's probably bad luck, right, huh? But I'm still worried. I'll keep you safe. Don't worry, I'll make sure that you never get surrounded like that. I've broken through plenty of sieges in my day. Really? Glad to hear that. And... Priest?
How may I help you?
I was thinking of entering Leicester, but I ended up coming back here in a hurry. I am a priest of the Southern Church, you see, and I hope to attempt to parlay with the Eastern Church. However, given our current situation, I can't but wait to see how things unfold. Understandable. That was half the characters.
Got a sec?
Speaking of the Minister of Military Affairs, remember how poorly he got along with the Minister of Domestic Affairs? Well, Havering isn't a military house, so he'd never actually turn up on the battlefield. But he's probably thinking Count Burgundy got his just desserts. More of these goddamn notes that I'll read later. Ash! Oh, it's you. Listen, I surrendered. I'll follow whatever orders I'm given. I'm a full part of the Imperial Army now. And I was also in the Imperial Army, and above all, I can't choose death.
You sure?
What does that mean exactly? His Majesty ordered me to prioritize my life over my loyalty. What am I even fighting for? Wow. It's interesting to have him here and still being like, I don't know what to do. Speaking of, is there any supports you actually can have? No. I heard that this game has less supports than the others, so it makes sense. It's still a little upsetting. Hi.
This is true.
Circumstances dictate how people act. What am I fighting for? As much as I believe things are about to get more difficult for you, though perhaps you will become a change for a mercenary of your caliber. You will undoubtedly face the Ashen Demon again. I do hope you'll emerge victorious this time. Yep, more documents. Spend renown. There's these two, and I have no idea what that is, so I don't want to spend it until I see what these two are. I have a mixing of emotions.
I must be telling you.
Count Burgles is the man who was attacking Dagda and Bridget. And now this man is being overrun by the Alliance army. I will not be allowing the man who defeated Bridget to die in this place. Do you still bear a grudge?
So basically...
You want the pleasure of killing the man yourself? That's quite some grudge you're hanging on to. I think my reason is being different, but I am not sure if I'm having grudge. I think some of those documents are verbatim from Three Houses. Makes sense. I can now make peach sorbet.
True enemy.
I need to cook at least one meal. Slightly Phil's awakening gate to start a battle. Yes. But can I have something else here? Yes. Let's go Petra and Manuela. Sure.
Solid.
Great.
Solid.
This surprise pleases me. How did you know I would have enjoyment of this?
Oh,
good guess.
This is just to die for. It's my favorite, really.
And there's Monica and Jeritza in the background again.
Come back whenever you're hungry.
Come here. Listen up.
Psst. You may be aware of this, but the bird can be cruel. You mean Hubert? Yeah, but, you know, it's fine. It's a long history. Plus, I owe him for that business under Garrick Mock. Volunteer to complain to Hubert.
Huh?
I'm not following
Basically.
at all. Sorry about that. I just want to complain a little. Bobby, maybe he was mean to you because you call him the bird. There's literally a whole dang-ass library of fictional history to learn, and it's so many names to take in it all at once. Yeah, they're throwing a lot of names at you all at once, so it's hard to keep track of. Hi. I understand there's war on here, but we're all being worked to plow horses. Still, I suppose it can't be helped if our allies are in the danger of annihilation. That'd be a terrible waste of effort if we weren't able to assist them. So let's just endeavor to ensure we can do so. Act shocked.
What?
Sorry, did you just threaten to make an effort? That's a real shock to come from you, Linhart. I'm beginning to wonder about your assessment of my character. Well, if you really want to. It wasn't a legitimate question. Also, this conversation is making me quite sleepy. Goodbye. This is why I'm shocked, Linhart.
Hi there.
I own Count Leopold my life. That's why I volunteered to be transferred from Garrick Mock to here. I'll help him as to where it's. So I think I only have Monica and Randolph and... okay, it's Hubert, Monica, Randolph, and... what's the little sister of Randolph again?
Could you spare a moment?
My apologies, but the portion of the responsibility for losing the Great Bridge of Murder falls to me. I was late in noticing that our community... Flesh, that was it. Flesh. And our communication had been cut off from Garrick Mock. When we finally retake the bridge, I will assume Vanguard and see my name declared. I'll train later.
Excuse me.
Of the northern flank of the army, downstream of the Great Bridge, lies the territories of Goneril and Ordelia. As Ordelia, who once expressed loyalty to the Empire, followed the dogs of House Gloucester and changed its stance. But House Goneril was ready to fight the bitter end, and that stance is all the more clear now. I like how she tried to rend the flesh of Sensor to someone. That's not when she told to babysit. It was not by my hand I was getting given flesh. I'm glad we helped Ash see the error of his ways. But things may not always work out like that. We're going to face other classmates, and there's no way to tell how that might end. I understand AD's circumstances, so I don't want to demand she put a stop to the war.
That's not good.
But it's always painful to have an acquaintance die. Why couldn't I have been born in a more peaceful time? Yeah, Dorothea it's always sad whenever people is getting, you know, killed or almost killed.
Do you have a moment?
Our army rushed over to here to Alliance territory, so I'm not worried about the situation in Kingdom. Yes, I have a reasonable amount of forces left, as well as whatever General Randall has, but worry about Knights of Ceros.
So basically,
It'd be bad news if the Ceros attacked us. I mean, we still haven't fought their major players yet, right? They're the leading army of Fodlan, the best of the best. Hubert? Hubert.
If I may.
Count Burglace is the man of a man, and one with a keen sense of traps. Yet for him to not smell betrayal. Well, I have little choice but to praise Count Gloucester's deception. Focus. You have to be careful if so. Nobles don't tend to miss the step, and they don't leave themselves open. Right. Particularly true in the case of those who possess experience and competency in equal measure, such as Count Gloucester. Burglace is a man of a man. What occurred was truly regrettable. I should have seen through Count Gloucester's duplicity. So many big words! Or perhaps it's more accurate to say I misjudged the man's ambition. He prizes people above all, and we created a situation where he wanted to fight. I'm willing to reflect on that. That was all of them! Jesus! Let's have a support so I can rest my voice a little bit. Let's go with Linhardt. Gordy.
Yes, that looks right.
I forgot to press the button to autoplay.
Why, hello, Linhardt. It is not often I find you drawing outside.
I'm not drawing.
Oh, they went to Arianrod, that's right. Oh no, they went to Arianrod.
See? It's resting on that hill over there.
Ah, an extraordinary sight indeed. Now then, let us see what you have done so far. I must say, it feels as though something is lacking in your work. How can I describe it? Your depiction is almost too accurate. Take these scales, for example. Why, they could have been plucked from the very wyvern itself.
I told you this isn't art. I'm doing it for my research. And when conducting research, it's always best to have precise references. The same is true when dealing with numbers or gathering information.
I see. So you value accuracy above all else.
For it to be like, realism suck. Give me anime.
Right. Honestly, I've never quite understood art anyway. So I'm perfectly content leaving that sort of thing to the true creatives. You know, the quirky ones. People like Bernadetta.
Wow.
Even so, there may come a day when your work is seen as the craft of a master artisan, when such precision is lauded as the height of aesthetic genius.
What makes you say that?
Oh, merely a passing thought. Perhaps in the distant future, connoisseurs will value accuracy and attention to detail over the magnificent interpretive pieces we hold dear today.
I think there's a reason why we're not doing the same, like, art pieces between the chapters as we did before Ferdinand, because I wonder if people may have said they look dumb.
Do think that'll happen, though. I doubt people will ever stop appreciating the ancient classics. You certainly have always done so.
Yes, there is no denying that. But I fear my own personal inclinations hold little sway over public opinion. Nobody knows what trends may arise in the decades and centuries to come. So I can indeed envision a future in which accurate depictions are praised just the same as the greats of old. And I encourage you to do the same, my friend.
I don't get it. How are you so optimistic all the time? It's like you're constantly looking toward the future.
I could say quite the same about you. I have always believed you to be rather forward-thinking.
That's not optimism, though. All I'm thinking forward to is the time when I can just sleep the days away. That's why I'm forcing myself to be as active as I can now.
Regrettably, those halcyon days of slumber are still but a distant dream. I have much work for you, both now and further down the road. To begin with, might I ask you to paint my portrait?
For the last time, I'm a researcher, not an artist. Are you sure you want such a faithful depiction?
Yes.
That is exactly what I want. How else would my yet unborn descendants know the true visage of the great Ferdinand von Eyre? Indeed, I would be proud to submit myself as a subject of your research. Consider it a study in the personification of nobility itself.
Don't get ahead of yourself. I'm fine drawing you, but I don't have the slightest modicum of interest in actually researching you.
Understandable.
Though, I do sometimes wonder where you get all that unabashed confidence from.
That was a really nice support. Like, if they're short and sweet like that, I don't mind them being only one support. Honestly, I almost wonder if Three Houses suffered more from having, like, so many A supports. Like, having some between the minor characters that usually wouldn't interact much, but just having a C support would be a little nice little, you know, look into their, you know, dynamic. But, for now, we battle. Anna! Occasionally, Anna's shop will appear on the war map. Anna will change locations each time you engage in battle. So don't miss your chance to visit her shop. If you select serving spots where Anna is currently located on the war map, Anna will visit your camp and set up shop there for the duration of the current chapter. You buy rare and purchase items from Anna's shop. Defeat 2,000 enemies this chapter. Does that mean, like, during this entire area or just here? I'm guessing it means the entire area. I just spent activity points on making food, so I can keep doing this. We're still getting tutorials. Armored Knight and their allies reach the destination. Armored Knight and they are routed. Alright, who is it this time? Dorothea and Yuritsa. Yuritsa, go with Jess. Dorothea, go with... Who is low level? Not Ash. Hoppy! Jeez, Hoppy. Low level. Usually, if a unit is going to be an adjunctant, I don't need to be their best class. So, over here. Fire and Miasma, and Glowing Ember and Wheel Sweep. And also Thorn and Fire. Let's go. And the enemies are Axe and Sword. So this is actually almost perfect. Only thing is the Godless guys I'm gonna have to be careful about. Let's go.
It's time for battle.
I suppose that...
And
Here
puppy.
goes. Let's fight together. Not a problem. I'm here to help. Leave this one to me.
Sure, go there.
That's my cue.
Starting the mission.
Oh.
Escape is necessary.
Take a breather.
sometimes.
Yeah, I'll
Bear witness.
hope for the best, but
Where are you?
prepare for the worst.
Hi.
Fall in.
I'm gonna start now.
Oh, hi.
We're in bad shape over here.
Win! Oh yeah, I did try out Hoppy a little bit off stream. I can show her off a little bit here.
I'd rather be attacking than defending. I still find this whole affair to
Like,
be very annoying.
essentially every single time she does a finisher, one of these zones appear. And then when she has them, she can use special or her ability to like create explosions there.
Here goes.
Thoron! Nice. Fire!
I can do this.
What was fire again? That's fire. And then this is thunder. That's wind. Thank you! There we go.
This will really demoralize our enemies. Leave this one to me.
Go over here. Here to help out.
Bear witness.
Oh, Jesus. Well, time for all of you to die. Fly!
Wounds are severe. I have to fall back.
That should suffice.
We're done for. The rest is up to you.
Oh. Don't hit me. Oh, die! Use specials.
I have to fall back.
It is time.
Go down already. Can't defend against all of this. Go. Oh. Wait, if I can send him all the way over there. Yeah! Die.
So this is defeat. I'm sorry.
Well, that went well. That did not go well. By the way, do you want to attack this guy?
This is all my fault.
Face me.
There we go.
I'll cover you.
You're weak.
My turn.
Alright, healer. Wheel sweep.
Child's play. It is time. Starting
And you can
the
just go there.
Leave it to me.
Die? Ow, 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 ow. Okay, yeah, gotta be careful. These are brawlers.
Excuse me.
There we go. Much better.
This should do it.
I'm sorry. We weren't strong enough.
See?
Okay.
Not so bad.
That could have been worse. Sora.
Even the most beautiful rose has thorns. Have you realized that yet?
Oh
Remind
no.
me not to get on your bad side.
We're done for. The rest
Uh-huh.
is up to you.
Alright, guys. What if? Ow!
Somebody help me!
Let's get it over with.
Are you ready for the same spell to be used twice?
I'm ready whenever you are. Apologies.
Yeah, enemy brawlers are the most horrifying enemies.
Bear witness.
One step closer to victory.
Ow. Down.
Wait, that's it?
Yeah, that sucked.
We're done for. The rest is up to you.
Uh-huh.
Are you ready?
The hunt begins. Your life is forfeit.
Did I do it? I killed them.
What next?
I aided the commoner.
I won't ever forget your kindness.
Face me.
Oh, he dropped the bomb. Real sweep.
It is time. You're weak. What's wrong with you? Not one blade has touched my throat.
Just watching you.
Why are you so weak? There we go. Oh, that's just a healing tonic he gave us? Lame.
Take a breather.
Bear witness. Remorseless.
You are very dead.
Not losing to anyone.
Uh-huh, not losing to anyone. Have you heard about the Death Knight?
It's captured.
Woo!
You're weak.
And give me a level, or drop it up. There we go.
Moving on.
And one.
Our pursuers have abandoned the chase.
Yeah, that was what happened. Intermediate seal, 900 dead, almost 1,000.
I'm getting better, but at what cost?
Definitely Jiritsa being the MVP this time.
Inconsequential.
That's nice, I guess.
Yep. Hey, fire maxed out. Javelin and mace. Lock factory. Nice. Money. Activity points. Oh, another one?
What did your investigation
Oh.
uncover, Hubert?
Those is
It
litter?
appears those who
Yeah.
slither in the dark had nothing to do with any of this.
Oh.
This plot was hatched by Houses Regan and Gloucester alone.
In other words, we know exactly where the idea to encircle our troops came from. Claude von Regan, leader of the Alliance.
He's going to be a true thorn in our side now that he is in charge. Back when Duke Regan had no clear heir, the lords were busy maneuvering to be next in line. And Claude appeared in an instant and laid claim to the seat of power. We were hoping that would be enough to throw the Alliance into disarray, but he has done a remarkable job of seizing the reins.
Feigning discord with Gloucester while they privately schemed together was an especially nice touch. Sadly, it seems we're facing a gifted tactician as well as a skilled leader.
Yet for a tactician, he woefully underestimated Count Burgles. I say we finish his education. It is time Claude learns the gulf between his power and the Empire's cannot be bridged with a few clever tricks.
Oh, I had to sneeze, so. Ugh. Interesting. Oh man, Claude is so devious and sassy. You found some explosive wars left behind the enemy. Material. Hey, still can be expanded. There's a spring that has a mysterious legend about it. Apparently there's a sort of benefit to bathing in it. Edelgard. Oh, multiple people? Oh, 2 people to raise the morale. Caspar. Nice. So, yeah. I want to talk to you. First. Oh shit, I never really checked what's on the next map. But Dorothea, where are you? Hi. Yeah.
That's not good.
Let's go on an expedition.
Well, alright, but only... I've been looking forward to this.
Dialogue.
Come on.
Yep. The ride expands. Yep.
I should have worn something a little more casual.
Okay. Encounter. The harmonious atmosphere, the plane engulfs you, and the so-called peaceful moments of your life pale in the comparison to the tranquility you feel now. Sing a song.
You have a nice, earthy voice. Mind if I join you?
After enjoying a pleasant stroll, Chess and Dorothea decided to take a break. Ah.
Do you have a dream besides continuing on as a mercenary? I mean, how do you imagine your life after the war?
Can't imagine anything else. Say you do have dreams. I consider it after it's over.
Right.
Damn it! Ask a question. Memories of the past, likes, what they think of you, worries, personal news, dreams of the future.
Well, I'd love a steady
Oh, I said this before. Oh! Haha! This doesn't feel like the right response.
Ah, hello.
Talk again?
I sometimes wonder if orphans like me would be better off if the Southern Church had been restored sooner.
Maybe. They probably would talk about the future, not the past. Oh, you didn't like that at all.
Today was even more exciting than I expected.
I gotta get better at these talks. Okay. Facility. Which one can be expanded?
Allow me to assist with any
Training
matters
grounds.
regarding the facilities.
Oh, it's which class trains better now. I guess I'll go for sword. And lance. And brawl. So that one is next on the line.
Let me know if I may be of further service.
Alright, next support. Who have we not seen today? Hubert. Only option is Bernie. Let's go with Bernie.
Ah, Bernadetta. I see the documents I was waiting for have finally arrived.
And she's gonna scream.
Then would you be so kind as to hand those over? They are addressed to me, after all.
Oh, right. Edelgard asked me to bring them. Phew, that was heavy. What are all these documents anyway?
Blackmail.
Old records of bandit activity in this area that I need for my investigation.
Hey, that reminds me. I heard we had a group of bandits cornered, but they sort of got away.
Yes, a most vexing development. It beggars belief that our troops prove unable to exterminate even these few stray vermin.
Wait, are you angry?
Oh, I doubt it is worth raising my ire over.
That's good. But you look like you're angry.
Bernadetta, are you aware of how your persistence often leads to the very outcome you wish to avoid?
Yes?
In any event, my mood is what it is because I must now locate a den of rats. I will need to research previous stomping grounds, then cross-reference the location of their old lairs in order to work out where this new one might be.
Wow, that sounds like a ton of work.
Just seeing a clueless comment here. Would you recommend normal classic or hard casual? I would say rather hard casual for New Game Plus. Because New Game Plus gives you a lot of tools to make it really strong really fast. I'm currently playing a maddening run on New Game Regular, but with the DLC. And if you are able to take use of it well, I have... Only the beginning poses somewhat of an issue. Then, if you build your units correctly, the rest of the game should be still fairly fine to deal with. But it will still give you more of a challenge than normal did. I did the same mistake when I would say mistake. But I felt it was too easy when I first played the game, and that didn't create the most enjoyable first experience for me, personally.
Yes, but there is nothing for it. These craven rats will not re-emerge once they've burrowed into their nests.
Ashen Wolves, though, is a different den of its own, where you should not go as high difficulty as you would want.
Hey, neat! I definitely understand the desire to burrow in somewhere and never come out. But when there are festivals and stuff, they might slip up and leave? Maybe? Possibly? Everyone loves festivals, except when there are people around, which is usually the case.
Somehow I suspect you would not emerge for even the most magnificent of carnivals. However, you and the rats may differ on that point.
We do what now?
Yes, of course. Unlike you, these thieves have no particular desire to live away from others. We have had them on the run for some time, which means they've not been able to earn a coin through their usual underhanded work. Thus, if I were to prepare a place where they could cut a few easy purses, they might consider the spoils to be worth the risk.
Okay.
And the bait shall be a festival.
And you shall attend.
We have not held a genuine festival for quite some time, after all. So even if we do not capture the rodents, and it merely brings much-needed succor to the people, I would still consider it a success. Well done, Bernadetta. You have come up with a splendid idea that eluded even myself.
Why are you complimenting me out of nowhere? Are you plotting against me?
Birdie!
Not particularly, no. Although I am thinking I will require your assistance in this matter from now on.
No! Someone free poor Bernie from this torment!
Good job, Bernie. Slowly but surely we're going through the supports. Keyword on the slowly part. Now this gives a rapier. Let's go. I've said that Bernie has some of the funniest supports in this game yet. Alright. Now we need an axe, a sword, and a brawler. No, and a mage. And an archer, hopefully. Ferdinand and Petra, so we get the sword.
I'm ready to be battling.
We can then pick Ferdinand.
We have a duty to fulfill.
I
Petra
fight
over
for my
here.
land of home.
Who to go alongside Petra? Let's send
Now you'll
Caspar.
see how hard I've been
Alongside
trained.
Ferdinand, we can send Abergard.
Another step toward victory.
And then I just do this.
This war is ours to be won.
Okay. And then real quick, just checking in, like, our Swing Fury, no. Lightning Axe, let's go. There we go. Time to fight.
To battle.
I'm Caspar.
You are Caspar.
Here I go.
Good job.
I'll provide some protection.
There's not a question of can, only a matter of will.
Over there.
Mine. So I'll back you up. Hang on.
Begin.
The Iron Wall. This'll be amazing. Sorry, kinda got caught up in the moment there.
I am your man.
Together, we can be turning the tides.
There we go.
There's not a question of can.
I'm swapping in.
Come on, fight me.
Assistance, please.
Did you all see how
You fucked up. Yeah, I'm not too big a fan of the, like, the ice move that the thief has. Might be good for, like, actual trying to do damage, but when they're trying to attack, like, fast, not what I prefer.
All done. What is the next order?
Shadowhunt. Yeah, like, rarely feel like I can get everything I need out of it.
Resist. Begin. Distance is futile. Use this
Yep.
stronghold well. Begin.
And now we turn over here.
My turn. You shall pay for this. You hear?
Ow. Ow. Stop it. Nice. Some
This
progress.
is not what I expected.
Ah. Give me the attack rate. Ow. There we go. Oh shit.
There's not a question of can. Only a matter
Petra can
of
take care of that when she gets closer.
You know what they say about playing with fire.
No, I didn't. No, I don't.
Let's begin.
There we go.
Begin. The sky Sky Spirit watches.
Shit.
Your man.
Time to get rid of most people here.
When to retreat is a vital strategy. Wounds are severe. I have to fall back.
I have finished with great success.
There we go.
You'll have to take things from here.
This is going fast. Ow. Thank you. Stop it.
I will overcome the sacrifice and move on.
Yes, let them taste the Empire's might.
I'm sure these guys are getting fucked up. Hey, kill 200 enemies within the time. About to finish mine, so oh hi. Die.
Go, Ferdinand!
Thought you would never ask.
Nice. Hi. Die again.
Go, Ferdinand!
Thought you would never ask.
She just asked. Like, literally 10 seconds ago.
Is it my turn?
Retreat.
Die.
It tastes more bitter than black as coffee.
Might have Fleckerton. Oh, just a general.
Our time has finally come!
That's the person I was supposed to clearly.
There's not a question of care.
Down here.
Position secure.
Watch this!
Are you ready to get fucked up?
My turn.
First, bye.
Go, Ferdinand!
Thought you would never ask.
Birdie.
I will not stop until the battle is won. This is my duty and my burden.
You have
Lightning
made
axe.
strides of much largeness in the past 2 years.
Turning axe. So the same move, just with lightning effect, I
This
see.
victory will enable us to safeguard the future.
Yay! Definitely Ferdinand's MVP here. Prepare.
For the
Good level up.
No matter
Could be better.
I'll use the.
Yep, there we go. Money. Anna, come on, don't run away. Hey! Oh, Hubert wants to go on the expedition.
Hey there!
Oh, do you need anything from my shop? Sorry, but I can't open it up here. I never set a shop in your camp. You won't regret it. My goods are the best kept for a secret for miles. So I get resources, Supply unit laden with flesh supplies. A facility can be expanded. Go to the local tavern to gather the intel and decide to speak with the owner first. That Myrmidon was talking about personal training tips. And the monk over there is good at giving advice. Training. Oh. God damn it! Strange woman lives here. It's a very promising bunch. I strengthened one among you with talents. Sure, chess. Oh! Interesting. You will deal and receive increased damage during this battle. Oh. But this one gives training points, activity points, training points. Okay. Next. Hi, Anna.
Welcome. Greetings.
Things are looking rough, which means it's time for me to do some business. But don't worry, I'm not some war profiteer who prioritizes money over what's right. Okay, say hi to the Emperor for me.
Welcome.
Intermediate seals.
The best
5.
for you. Nothing but the best for you. Is that the one? Nothing but the best for you. Nothing but the best for you. Is that the one?
Thank you.
Thanks a bunch.
What facility can be expanded, though?
Allow me to assist with any matters regarding the facilities.
Medicinal, practical combat arts, marketplace, ballistic lower grade weapon dealer, lower grade food supplier. Increases the types of resources, yes. Establishes challenge stock cheaper. Increases the types of weapons can be bought. I will make it rather cheaper. And Tactics Academy. Ability 6. Let's go. And then increases the effect. Nah. Have another one instead.
Let me know if I may be of further service.
He can train, but also I think we're gonna give everyone an extra class to be able to train them as well.
Time to work you into shape.
Acquire class. Jess, you can get the mage.
Another tool in the belt.
Is that the one? Nope. You can also get the mage.
I will.
Hubert. Priests.
One.
Nope. Ferdinand. Priest.
Giving
Linhardt, mage. And for this one, you'll actually swap. Priest Wisdom. Oh, that's an interesting one. Caspar. Armor. As you're hoping for that. Yeah, I'm just giving everyone like an additional intermediate class so they can train a bit better. Bernie. Mage.
I just want to go home.
Change the class to mage? Yes. Yes. Oops. I may have fucked up and actually didn't want to do that. Hi, go back here again. I was a dumbass, I'm sorry. I'll get a different bow that is better for you specifically. Dorothea, priest.
Well, this is a new look for me.
She's used as a priest. No. Petra. Axe Brigand.
This is a...
Nope. Monica. Priest.
My...
Ash. You don't really have much to begin with, actually. Constance, though. Copy, same votes. God, so many!
You can...
And mage. And again, I'll swap to this one.
I'm...
Yes. Understandable. And then finally, Jaritza, mage. I'll do support, and I think I'll actually try and go for the main quest as fast as possible. Nope. And then we train once. Dorothea, change your class to priest. Midgard, change your training class to mage. Training class, priest. Training class, mage. Class, priest. Okay.
We've definitely got some work to do.
Nice.
Even a mule will eventually reach its destination.
Stop being sad.
Training can be... With proper training, you'll be unstoppable.
Let's go on an expedition with Hubert. Hey, buddy.
If I may.
And I think after this, I'll go to the main quest and do the, like, make a different save file and go and do the other ones off screen.
An excursion? Very well. The shorter a leash, the better.
Uh-huh. To the plains.
Dare I say our time together is actually tolerable?
Ugh. Impossible. Who are you? Yep.
There is no better place for a ride than an open space where one's horse can run free. Do you not agree?
After enjoying a pleasant stroll, yeah, great. Should only not be sad if they install a roof over the trading grounds.
In the beginning, there was no goddess in Fodlan. That is scripture, by the way, not sacrilege.
Uh-huh. Say you had the same thoughts. You'd be surprised to say you didn't know. Channels had the same thoughts.
Right.
Question. What they think of you, personal news, dreams of future, about their likes, about their family, about their worries. Personal news.
I am well. And please do not join the chorus of wailers who claim I look pale as the grave.
Hey, Dinky! He's calling you out.
Oh!
Thank you, Gomez. Expressatory laugh. Shrug. Ah, damn it.
When I told Her Majesty about today, she expressed a wish to come along. You should invite her.
They'll invite her next time, suggest you all go together. Let's all go together.
Right.
Fairly engaged
It was
conversation.
a fascinating diversion, as was the chance to study you up close.
What does that mean? Now, I'll do the good old singular... Oh, singular support, and then we'll go for the main thing. Who have we not seen? We've seen Ferdinand, Linhardt, Caspar. Not Dorothea! Oh, B support! Let's go!
And that reminds me, I actually found myself at a Noble's tea party not too long ago.
Oh yeah, the previous one was how we didn't really get her singing.
Oh, you must be talking about Ferdy, right? He does love his tea.
No. It happened while I was doing some work as a bodyguard. The nobles who threw the party even gave me a cup of tea to show their appreciation. I didn't really know what to make of it, though. Hard to say if it was even good or bad.
Understandable. Settings like that tend to choke the flavor out of any food or drink you happen to come across, among other things.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm built for all that fancy stuff. Hey, remember when I asked you to sing for me? You belted out a verse from one of your operas. It kinda reminded me of that tea. It's like, I just don't have the background for that sort of stuff. If you don't grow up in it, you're not gonna get it.
Everyone has a right to those things, though. Taking in a tragic opera, letting an elegant meal dance across your taste buds.
But I don't want a tragic opera. Those are not for me. I've been to an opera. Granted, it was French, so I didn't really get it at all.
Nobody should be excluded from those pleasures just because they were born a commoner.
Agree with their ideals.
It'd be good if that's how things worked.
You think it's not?
Take my time back as a mercenary. I would have gladly eaten a half-cooked rat if it meant I was getting food in my belly. It's only since I joined up with this army that my palate's become a little more discerning. What I'm saying is, if you never have the chance to eat good food, then you'll never know what good food is supposed to taste like. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but...
In that case...
Dorothea?
Oh, sorry. I got a bit caught up in my thoughts there. But I think it might be just as you say. Will you indulge me for a moment?
Yes.
Sure. What's on your mind?
When I first started singing, I did it for me. Only me. But it wasn't long until Manuela discovered my gift. So, I joined the opera company. It felt... incredible. I wanted the whole world to hear my singing. But once I became a songstress, I started attracting more and more attention from the nobles. Before I knew it, I wasn't singing for myself anymore. I was singing for them. Now you can't even appreciate my songs if you weren't born with a silver spoon in your mouth.
I'd cheer her up.
That might be true, but like I said, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. So many people would kill to be able to do what you can do. So don't belittle yourself like that. Your singing is incredible, Dorothea.
I appreciate that. I really do. But I still can't help but wonder.
That was a bit of a bad one. But now for the more important thing. I'll first go over to train and do successive training.
Time to work you into shape.
After I swap your class for something else. There we go. Here we go. Okay, need to do it again.
This better not be one of those weird powers.
This'll help me break new boundaries.
Ooh, Stormblade. Sounds neat. Priest. And then Mage. Now,
Training, can't wait to see how you
Manuela and Monica, do you guys actually have anything here going on? Nope. Time to change who's training together
Training
there.
can be the difference between victory and defeat.
Manuela, wouldn't you instead rather be, Hubert? There we go. Nice.
This better not be one of those weird powers.
Even a mule will eventually reach its destination.
Essence of light.
What a fast...
Life force.
One step at a time.
Kinship!
A useful skill.
Life force.
Not that there's
More
any
life
point
force.
in me
This power will
Kinship!
serve me in the time.
So kinship is a priest ability, I see.
Time to work you into shape. With proper training, you'll be unstoppable.
Huh? But now I'll make some food and then we'll keep going. Cook for me.
Care to make yourself useful?
That's not the
We
job.
all must do our fair share.
Hunger is the true enemy.
On today's Tree Home stream, Sassen really leaked into the Black Eagles and the Mage House. Listen, they wanted me to fill a niche, I'm filling the niche. Caspar and Petra. Nice.
Hey, this is great. I bet anyone would love this stuff.
Oh, this looks great. I'm gonna demolish this puppy for sure.
This surprise pleases me. How did you know I would have enjoyment of this?
Oh, you know. The bar.
Come back whenever you're hungry. Hunger is
And
the
then
true
one
enemy.
more. But none that actually requires two. There we go. Poppy and Teresa. Interesting duo. That's
Solid,
a great.
solid.
Wait, for me? Great. I love this stuff.
This is my favorite.
Good for you.
Come back whenever you're hungry.
And now I'll save. Here. And you know the save file I made earlier? Say goodbye to it. And now we go for the big map. Like I could do this one and all that right now, but oh, I can't go here yet, but I can go here. Let's see if I can speed it through and get through to the next like chapter moments. We need lances, so here we are. But they all have rapiers. Oh, I see. We need lances. We need. Who else is it that we have here? Mages are good against foes, so
Another
yes.
day,
And we need a
another
brawler.
stage to conquer.
Okay. You know what?
There's
There we
no
go.
stopping me.
Yep. And now I can just check real quick because everyone should have it. Oh, I didn't train them to get another ability. I see. Okay. Let's go fast.
Everyone's
I'm not gonna focus on like getting the A rank. I'm just gonna focus on doing the
to be
objective.
amazed. Need a hand, dear?
There's not a question of can.
Leap equal in battle.
I'll help you to the best of
Goodbye,
my
horse.
ability.
Reaver though it may be.
So you need me? Perhaps a duet?
Happy to.
Oh, take the strongholds. I see. Ow.
There's not a question of can, only a matter of will. Leap.
Oh, within 10 minutes as well, I see. Hi, everyone. Bye. Get fucked. Wow.
Leave this one to me.
That was fast. These are mages, so...
One step closer to the...
So, what should I be doing? Sure, amazing.
I am your man.
First time.
When you push,
Oh god.
push back harder.
I didn't see the other guys there.
I'll take this place down before you have time to strap your armor on.
Ow. Come on, go down. Nice. That was all of them.
There's not a question of can, only
Get
a matter
over
of
here.
will. Leap.
I beg your assistance at once.
You guys are very much dead.
How do you like that?
I will capture the
Jesus.
So, what should I be doing? I'll bet.
I am your man.
I sure am your man. Let's just stop them here.
The curtain falls.
The gauntlets are off. I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
The spotlight is mine.
Lord.
Can never be too careful.
Thunder. Come on already. Nice. I Judith.
Feast your eyes on the hero of Daphno.
Sure.
By the name of House Daphno, I will not lose.
I'll be taking this, thanks.
Oh, hi, Judith. There you are. Didn't see you there.
Dragging the others down. Mind if we pair up?
I am so into this. Out of my way.
A rousing success.
Train harder than everyone else, which is why I never lose.
And go down. Oh, come on.
My enjoyment of this is quickly wearing thin.
Understandable, you're dying.
Come on.
That was fast. Go flying.
Success follows wherever I go. I'm used to it.
Whee! Yeah, now I look at the time, I don't think I actually have time for the next big story beat now. But I can, like, get to the map dialogue at the very least.
I will take all the strength I can get.
I'm getting better, but
One day the war will be over.
I'll use this strength to perform mighty deeds.
You sure will. Well, she's the kitchen. Okay, what's... Blessed lands. Hey, Dorothy and Manuela. Too bad it doesn't give me anything. Training points. Oh. I'll do that later. Can I hold any more wood supplies? Oh, I see what they mean. Take resources for smithing stone? Yes. Tactic. Master Grid, I'll order a combat engagement immediately. Build bridge. Oh, so I won't need flyers to go across. And then a ring. Restore law and order to the surrounding area, and civilians give you a gift in return. Dexterity ring. I'm not gonna really do this next part right now, but I'm gonna like get to the story beat of it. Count Burgleys and his troops have been trapped behind the enemy lines in Leicester. Racing against time, you strike out to capture the Great Bridge of Merlin and mount a rescue. No.
We'll reach the Great Bridge of Murden soon. Houses Phlegethon and Gloucester are defending it, just as we anticipated. But Ladislava has done her job and broken through the enemy line for us. I intend to claim a swift victory and return her to us whole.
If possible, the members of House Gloucester are to be taken alive. As we discussed previously, killing them will jeopardize Her Majesty's ability to rule effectively.
If any enemy commanders appear open to persuasion, try to convince them to surrender. Our goal here is not to utterly annihilate our foes. The fewer casualties, the better. That said, anyone who refuses to submit must be struck down without mercy.
So we
I
might
know
get
when
people
to
like
catch and when to kill.
Lawrence on our
I am often
team.
being faced with such decisions on the hunt.
I do wonder, are we actually going to end up killing Lawrence here?
You expect me to make that kind of decision in the heat of battle?
You just do what you always do, Bernadetta. If it's all right with you, I prefer to focus on the diplomacy part. I'm not much for bloodshed.
Then you
Fewer
may leave
casualties
that
better,
part to
except
me.
Acheron. Kill that
I
bastard.
will happily deal with any soldiers you cannot. It should be a simple enough matter to determine which of our enemies wishes to live and which will choose the way of death.
We'd better not misjudge anyone, or else our lives will be the ones in danger.
Then we should fight first and ask questions later. When in doubt, take them out. Am I right? We can sweat the small stuff when the battle's over. Until then, I'll do what I do best.
I believe we should all do what we do best. If we do, I feel confident we will emerge on top when the dust settles.
Victory is the most important thing, so leave the vanguard to me.
Then, if everyone is prepared, let us show them the might of the Empire.
Alright. Future conditions. Ladislava Strouted is the problem. Persuade Baltus, Ignaz, Lawrence. Okay, so you can't have it persuade Lawrence. But Baltus here. Interesting. And healers to periodically heal. Rockhold. Decrease durability. Relentless formation. Sure. then persuasion and build bridge to get over there easily. But I could have flyer chest to get over in between there. I just want to look here, like, what are the enemies? Brawlers. There's Lava. God, you're level 40? Wait, so are my enemies. What happened? Okay, there's Count Gloucester. Good info. Nothing really here to say. There's Lawrence. I don't see Ignace to begin with. But he might be one that pops up later on. At least your allied NPC scale to the same rate as your enemies? Yeah, I hope so. I do. Yeah, that's how I would go. Oh, there. But yeah, while it is 13 minutes early, maybe you should have checked the enemy logs before you go in. I mean, I'm not gonna do this battle right now. I just wanted to like see the story beat before we end, so I can talk directly into the battle next time. Because while there's 30 minutes left, I do think I should end early a little bit today. Oh, a little bit tired. But we ended up saving Lonato, and not really recruiting him or anything, but we recruited oh, why am I completely blanking on your name? Oh shit, why am I blanking on your name so badly? Ash! Scaling on hard mode is wild though. There's a late game boss that's level 29 on EC, 47 on normal, and then 95 on hard. Oh wow. Interesting. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow for, I believe, Great Ace Attorney. Save Lonato, fought Byleth, killed Byleth real fast with Awakening. And, yeah. I'll do the other maps off screen probably, like the special missions. And then maybe I'll see you on Thursday? Question mark? I'll have to see on it. I soon have summer vacation, so I will have a lot more free time coming up soon. Soups of cats, that doesn't start. Yeah, let's feed him before they ended up cut off their food supply. But yeah, I'll just press fight and see if there's a cutscene. No, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. That would be a dumb thing to do. But yeah, we'll see you tomorrow for Great Ace Attorney, where we'll investigate some more. I probably shouldn't say too much about what's gonna happen there because, you know, we haven't gotten there yet on the stream. Or if people haven't seen it, they will get spoiled. But yeah, it was give Casper's dad some soup. Bye-bye!